MAS perlu mengubah model perniagaan secepat mungkin bagi memastikan ia mampu bersaing secara agresif dalam pasaran. Menurut editor urusan Asia Flight Global Aviation Greg Waldron, MAS juga mungkin boleh melantik golongan profesional baru untuk menyertai pasukan untuk hadir dengan idea sekar dalam merevolusikan pembaharuan MAS.
Waldron berkata langkah mengubah model perniagaan syarikat yang sebesar MAS adalah sukar, namun ia perlu dimulakan dengan kadar segera.
The key thing is I think MAS needs disciplined management that can really make tough decisions about the business model of the carrier. Okay, so I guess with sort of a privatization, one big option could be for them to actually choose a more professional manager that could help them really, revolutionize that business model and, eventually start with an eye to moving them towards profitability.
Waldron berkata meskipun MAS berjaya mengurangkan kerugian tahun lepas, namun dengan persekitaran industri yang serba mencabar, MAS perlu agresif merubah struktur operasi.
Well, I think while they have minimized their losses, they still are making losses, and the competitive environment is only going to get more and more challenging for them. By not changing now, they're only delaying the need for more radical change in the future. You've got Malindo coming up very aggressively. They're backed by Lion Air, which is an extremely powerful low-cost carrier. Air Asia is always very problematic, and they're also going to be facing competition from people like their traditional rivals like Singapore Airlines, Garuda, and so forth. So the question is, would you take your medicine now or do you take your medicine later?
Tambahnya beberapa perkara perlu diberi fokus oleh MAS jika mahu memulakan perubahan strategi.
I think the issue is going to be they have very high cost issues at MAS. They have very fierce competition. And I think the airline needs a complete rethink into the routes that they fly and the way that they do business. One airline I could give as an example would be Royal Brunei. They brought in a new manager from Europe, and he was able to essentially get rid of some of their long-haul routes in which they were losing a lot of money, competing against the likes of Emirates and so forth, and focus on a much more stripped-down network in Southeast Asia, really playing to Brunei's strengths. So something like that could be the way forward to MAS, to basically scale down things, regroup on areas of strength, and get the ball rolling forward again with progress.
Tambahnya meskipun perubahan itu dilakukan dengan segera, ini adalah cabaran besar bagi MAS. Ini kerana katanya industri penerbangan merupakan industri paling sukar mencipta keuntungan berikutan faktor penghalang utama seperti harga minyak mentah yang tidak menentu. Waldron berkata pasaran kini lebih tertumpu kepada operasi tambang rendah dan MAS juga perlu bergerak ke arah itu.
This is an extremely challenging issue for carriers. Now, Singapore Airlines is kind of trying to have their cake and eat it in the sense that they have their premium, very well branded SIA service, but then they're also pouring a great deal of resources into budget carriers such as Scoot and Tiger Air. So, they're trying to have their cake and eat it, if you will. Now, for Malaysia Airlines, the question is, if you go for a low-cost strategy, the issue will be diluting the premium Malaysia Airlines brand. And among, well-heeled travelers, among business people, Malaysia Airlines has a very solid reputation.
MAS merekodkan kerugian terbesar dalam sejarah 60 tahunnya pada 2011 apabila kerugian mencecah 2.52 bilion ringgit.